Hi, it's Angie. Welcome to my channel. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was an arrest imminent in the Nancy Guthrie case. Every time I say the word Nancy, I always think of Nancy Kerrigan, because we know Nancy Kerrigan was haunted or had a vicious I hate to use the word, I'm not going to use that word, had a vicious competitor in her nest. So that's the same thing that happened to Nancy Guthrie. And this is the Macy Day Parade situation. Now, just give me a second here, because we see a little bit of a change in the circumstances, because we see on the news today that Nancy was going to one of her friend's house to watch the church service from that friend's house. Okay, so here's the church, here's the steeple, open the door, and there's the people. Wouldn't surprise me if these two people, it feels like there's two people that Nancy trusted that came into her house that night. They could have easily been sitting around and chit-chatting. You never know what they would have said to get in. But we know something nasty happened. Now, just hear me out. First of all, I have to kind of say a little bit of forgiveness for the video that I did yesterday. I sometimes wonder where I get those messages from, but it kind of, something is collapsing here, but it feels like that could be the house of cards coming down around the Nancy case. But yesterday's video regarding, I wanted to say Mateo, but it was Tomas. I have to apologize, because I don't want to insinuate that there was any affairs going on with anybody, but sometimes I wonder where I get these messages. But back to Nancy. So we see that she was going over to her friend's house during the pandemic. That's when they started these Zoom call things, and lo and behold, we see her participating in the church out of New York. I think that's my Liberty card that came in, because Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. Now we know people can take offense to that, especially in these tight-knit communities, right? Maybe somebody felt a little bit offended that here's a hoity-toity, because that's the mindset of people. I'm not talking about Nancy Kerrigan. See, I want to say Nancy Kerrigan, but I'm not talking about Nancy Guthrie. I'm talking about the friends around her, okay? This could be it feels like it was clickbait regarding the ransom. Somebody actually just catapulted on that, and it never felt that there was any ransom in here to begin with. But it feels like Nancy Guthrie had a vampire around her, the same way that I had a sanctimonious person out there. And for the person that is watching my channel and leaves comments that doesn't subscribe, you're going to get blocked, okay? Because I'm not going to get into these debates about certain things, but I wonder if other people have that problem too, because I sit back and wonder. Anyways, so the lyric is just like a prayer. That's from Madonna. Just like a prayer, your voice can take me. I don't know the lyrics anymore about that, or anymore about Madonna. But anyways, it feels like this is all going to evolve around the imitation game that people have when they're the sanctimonious type. I'm not talking about Nancy. I'm talking about somebody around her that was vicious and jealous and took her off of the planet. Now, I am taking one for my Transylvania deck, because this happened in the middle of the night, and it would have definitely startled her or deafened her when she would have recognized the monster behind the mask. Okay, so no two mediums are alike, no two psychics are alike, and I know what I faced, okay, because I had that happen to me as well, just a little bit of a smaller version, and it can happen to anybody. So definitely somebody jealous of Nancy, Guthrie, because her daughter was definitely a spokesperson out there for NBC News, and whoever did this was definitely kind of like a rock launcher, or launched something here, but was definitely intimidated, okay, by Nancy's Nancy's lifestyle, and was jealous in an incredible way. And this is the envy, poison ivy, and envy coming out here. It happens, and well, it happens here too, okay, because these are the leopards out there. I said it at the beginning of this video. These are the people that do still stalk my channel. These are the leopards out there. Can't change the spots on the leopards. This is what's out there in the Transylvania area, also known as the Quiff guy, because he's a night stalker. But this is exactly what happened, okay? Many of these people probably do like Elvis Presley. This is the aging community. This is the the golden years, okay? There's a song by Golden Years. Okay, so thanks for being here. Welcome here. I'm exhausted up to here from listening to this, but it wouldn't surprise me if an arrest is imminent, and it could easily be coming just specifically from the from Nancy's life. Okay, I don't think it has anything to do with. Is there a Sophia here or a Sophia here? I don't know why I'm saying that, but I don't think it has. I think it really centers around Nancy, her life, and it felt like she had a horrible person that was envious of her. Somebody was keeping copious notes on her. Somebody was definitely felt threatened by her. This is my copious notes card. This is the people that do follow my channel, or did follow my channel, that were very, very sanctimonious, okay? Maybe Nancy didn't know how to break away from that. There's something here with church, okay? Here's the church, there's the steeple, open the doors, and there's the people. In the Elvis Presley world, it is like a religion, okay? It is definitely, a lot of people are addicted to that. There's something with a compass here, because somebody was definitely watching Nancy a lot, and probably took offense to everything she said, and was very jealous of her, okay? Jealous of who her daughter was, jealous of her lifestyle. And I don't think this has anything to do with Tomas. Well, could even be jealous of that, because that is an Italian card. Could just be jealous of her, of everything, of her grandmother life, of her grandchildren, just of her. I think Nancy was the simplicity. I think she was she wasn't like gauche, you know, like a lot of people that have money are. She wasn't. But that's the Night Stalker. And that's the Sir Rudy out there, you know, in the Elvis Presley. This one has the gift of gab. I was thinking about this because I saw some footage yesterday on Samantha Guthrie. She had to get throat surgery on one of her vocal cords. That would be amazing if this guy, there's a Walter Cronkite here, but that would be amazing if, you know, this defending guy had to get surgery on his vocal cords. It would drive him insane if he wasn't able to talk about the EP on a daily basis. I just think, anyways, so you'll know who I'm talking about. This card comes up a lot, okay? Because I said what stayed in Graceland, what happened in Graceland should have stayed in Graceland. I lived a life of liberty, okay? So did Nancy, okay? And a lot of people take offense to that, okay? Absolutely a lot of people take offense to the fact that her daughter was this is Joy and Happiness, that her daughter was who she is, okay? But this is the life of liberty, okay? That's the New York card. New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. So most likely, maybe a little bit of speculation, but we do see the old Tinkerbell coming out here. And somebody most likely very, very envious of Nancy and her life and her daughter's life. And I'm kind of surprised as well that there's just a little bit of changing of the guard here, because you know, a little bit of infighting with the FBI and the locals apparently through the news, but we see the story change a little bit, and she wasn't going to church. She wasn't going to her regular church. She was honing in New York, and maybe somebody took offense to it. You'd be surprised at what psychopaths and narcissists take offense to. This feels like this is the hoity-toity card going to come up here. So thanks for being here, and we'll see what comes out here. Yeah, okay, so this is way beyond anything we've ever seen. I'm still not convinced. I think this was all a smoking gun. No, there was no smoking gun, but the smoking gun can be the religious. This was a red herring. I think she was catfished incredibly. That would be the rumor mill out there. That would be the ransom notes. I still feel that all those ransom notes were the Guthries being catfished, and it might end up being as simple as right from the get-go that it was somebody in Nancy's circle. This is may the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. Okay, so that's narcissists. They bait you, then they betray you, but that's definitely the catfish card. Because there are a lot of chatty Cathys in and around YouTube as well. Uh-oh, possibly somebody cheap out here. Let me see how this one would play a part today. But well, I know on a personal level that maybe there was somebody cheap, and just because somebody cheap doesn't mean that they are, that's the multiple affair card, okay? But that's the cheap card. That's the golden child. There could have been a golden child in the family, but I think what happened here is the golden child was, this is truth or consequences. This is truth or consequences. I'm not sure, but that would have been some Savannah. Savannah Guthrie was kind of like only in the world out here. Somebody felt threatened by her stardom and took it out on the mother or something like that. But that's the cheap card, because what you see is not what you get all the time with narcissists out there. That's also the great pretender out there. To me, it looks like he's cheap. Everything comes to him, right? He's not very giving. These types of people are very unforgiving too. Very jealous. That's the jealous card, okay? Female or male, that's a busybody out there, jealous. Most likely watching Nancy, her comings and goings, who her friends are, taking stock of what she has in her house. Very jealous, absolutely jealous of everything. Because it's happened to me, okay? Just on a smaller scale. So that's why I say when you walk away, you keep away. They're watching you. They're watching, possibly they were watching the value of her home, watching everything about her, watching everything that she buys, watching everything that comes in. Sorry, but watch this, okay? Watching her hairdo, watching who she goes to see, who comes and goes. It's a very, very dangerous people. And that time clock or the timeline, most likely somebody in there that already knew her and then would have been a wicked witch. When, you know, and a lot of these people are intimidated by who you know. Nancy was very, this is the uppity up. Somebody felt like she was, that her, I don't want to say that word, that her crap didn't stink. My mother used to say that word. These are very, very dangerous people. And you could be sitting in that nest and not know it. This feels like this is the shock and awe coming out here. How low can you go? Okay, so this is the Lojo card. This is, well, I don't think it had to do with anybody that was a house cleaner in her house whatsoever. This is how low can you go, okay? Somebody was very intimidated, or maybe had expectations of Nancy. Maybe this was a long-term friendship that betrayed her. This could be somebody that, like I said, she lived in that neighborhood and expected, maybe expected something from Nancy. I don't think Nancy was a pushover. I really don't. But I think this definitely is somebody that knew enough about her and was very, very jealous about her and triangulated her. Okay, triangulation is the name of a game. It's all a game to a narcissistic psychopath. This is the adoption card as well. And I just have to say this on a different level. When you keep secrets from your children, they're going to find out. Okay, and there's some things that are some things that you don't discuss with your children, like your intimate life with somebody. I just have to say that out there, because we see that little stockroom boy, or that stalking guy, talking about his family, talking about Elvis Presley all the time, talking about the intimate details of Elvis Presley. He's going on and on and on about Lisa Marie's mother, going to the International. It just never ends. But yet when the camera is put on him and his family, he takes a great defense to it. Okay, but this is how low can you go, because there's price tags all over this card. Okay, and somebody was around Nancy and was jealous of the price tag, the money that she had. And it could be somebody in the same neighborhood, just different levels, different devils. I think that's the word. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. This is Mopots came out here today. This one too is the sanctimonious one. Okay. This is the one I said that lives vicariously through people. I think I mentioned this before, that it wouldn't surprise me if it was a woman around her. This is the card deck too. I think somebody out there said that Nancy did like to play cards. This is the Euchre Queen that got punked. Okay, I've mentioned this card so many times on my YouTube channel. This is the one that fell for the Bitcoin. Okay, and was taken to the bank. Okay, so this one, something with, well, two-timer here, but that has nothing to do with Nancy. But this one here had a wide variety of friends. Something that I noticed is with these narcissists, I'm not saying Nancy, but with a narcissist, they have lots to choose from, and this is triangulation. Okay, so it could have been, because these two characters were around me for a long time. It could have been someone that was around Nancy for a long time that became increasingly jealous of her as time goes on. And she would have witnessed that when the mask slipped. Okay, so this also reminds me, I'm not going to mention it right now, but we see a lot of YouTubers out there in front of Tomas's house, Nancy's house. But this is definitely something on the clock here. This is the cuckoo. This is one flew out of the cuckoo's nest. Okay, because whoever did this to her, to Nancy, was definitely living vicariously through her, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't care if I'm right or wrong. But let the devil take tomorrow, 'cause tonight I need a friend. That, you know, come and lay down by my side. It could have been, we don't know the details of Nancy's life, really. But anyways, there's just possibly, I'm getting a lot of different messages here. But anyways, I could just keep going on and on and on. That's the TikTok, okay? Always watching you. You know, the funny thing is they watch you and comment, but they don't subscribe. Because I took the significant distance, okay? So I took a leap of faith and I got out of Dodge, as they said, because I was triangulated horrifically. And what happened to me is possibly the same thing that happened to Nancy Guthrie, is triangulation, trusting people too much, not recognizing the smoking gun, which is the undeniable piece of evidence, or not recognizing the red herrings around her. And then something terrible happened after midnight. Nothing good ever happens after midnight. And I'm going to take one more just because I can. But this feels like this is shits and giggles, because she most likely had some very, very jealous and envious women around her. All of the cards that are coming up here are nasty women, okay? Nothing more than what is that? Than a scorned woman. But I think that has nothing to do with affairs, though. But I don't even know if Nancy even had a computer. But she was supposed to have gone to one of her friends' house that morning for the church service. Didn't show up. And lo and behold, she's gone, okay? So this always feels like this is the Dawn dishwashing liquid commercial. Oh, your hands are just soaking in it, because this is all about victimology and the aging narcissist. Was there a queen bee in her nest? Yes, here's the threatened one. This is possibly more. Definitely more than one person would have had to help pick up her body. I don't feel like she's alive. I never did. But this card is the 3 French hens, okay? Gossiping, felt threatened about her, and definitely somebody lying and was very competitive. You can have competitive people around you and not even know it, okay? Because I did. And just watching you all the time, jealous of you, backstabbing you, gossiping about you behind your back. And this whole case has left many of us chaos and confusion. And it could just have been as simple as someone from her church. Because someone definitely had the ever-ready battery installed in her. That would be the heart thing going on in her. And I think she did everything right, but sometimes we trust too much. That's really what happens here, is we get ourselves into these situations because we trust. Trusted in this one. This is sanctimonious card. I've said it so many times that I got hoodwinked in a horrific way on YouTube. Cost me my channel. Because I always thought that every friend of Elvis was a friend of mine. But this is the sanctimonious card. People think that everybody that goes to church is kind and considerate. This one is called Sir Rudy, okay? And multiple lawsuits possibly going to be starting here. They have an incredible defense, okay? The narcissism is reading all the time. Whoever did this to Nancy definitely felt threatened by her, felt threatened by who she knows, felt threatened by where she lives, felt threatened about her, felt threatened by her, was intimidated by her, was jealous of her, okay? And it cost her life. That's what happened here. And that's always like, it feels like an iron side. She had somebody, maybe she was afraid to mention it. Maybe she was afraid to talk about it, and somebody definitely was like a loudmouth around her, was like a very mouthy person, and was very abrasive, and maybe she didn't know how to deal with it, and that could have been easily there could have been a couple around her, like a husband and a wife team. But I guess stay tuned for more, because the dream that I had last night or early this morning had something to do with somebody feeling that they couldn't participate in something, almost like, this is the culture club, but almost like if you lived in a gated community. This is the hoity-toity situation here. Like it was kind of like a dream that maybe she felt like a fish out of water, or it felt like to me that there's somebody around her that definitely was that created chaos and confusion and was jealous of her. Sorry, but I didn't know how to explain that. And this could easily be somebody that drank, just somebody really mouthy. So anyways, have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe if you wish. I'm still talking about Nancy, and I just feel like this was a horrible, horrible situation that happened to her. And they took the bait. They got catfished. And in essence, so did Nancy get catfished, because she probably was a very trusting person. So that's why I say, when you walk away, you keep away. This is interesting, because I think she was the salt of the earth. I love this card. This is my Camp David card. And she was the salt of the earth. What's that song? Anyways, I got a song going on in my head here. So have a wonderful day. That is dedicated to my cousin David, because he's fishing on. So have a wonderful day wherever you are. Like, subscribe if you wish, and be very careful when you start a YouTube channel. And you don't have to like me. You know, it'd be nice if you did subscribe, but whatever you do, you do. Like Elvis Presley says, you got to do what you do. And but this also reminds me of one of my former subscribers, David, because he's the salt of the earth as well. So take care. We'll see you when we see you. It's all done. Enjoy.